Today's theme is boundaries, because this topic is again today very strong in my life. And I noticed again today that I need to recognize my boundaries more strongly and also to keep them. Um, I was in a situation that I did not feel good in that situation. I just did not feel good. I don't need to say why. There wasn't any dangers probably or anything, but yeah, it just did not feel right and good for me. But I did not leave from the situation anyway. I just stayed in the situation because I did not want to hurt anyone's feelings, and yeah, basically that. And I think quite many people do that in many kind of situations, and it may not be harmful if we do sometimes. So maybe we stay a little bit too long in some party of friends or relatives gathering or friend's place or anywhere, maybe with a customer a bit too long or many kind of situations. So it's maybe not problem if it's just once or twice, but the problem starts when it goes on and on and on repeatedly, so that actually some situations take much more time and energy than we want to. Yeah. And I have practiced quite much my boundaries, but I noticed again today that I still need to practice them because I spent more than hour in situation I did not feel good in, and yeah. So there are basically two things. The first thing is to recognize what feels good and what feels not good, and where is the boundary. And that can be a tricky one for many people also to recognize. How to recognize it can be from body feelings, it can be some kind of heartbeat is very high, or some kind of unpleasant gut feeling. Something is just wrong, or something is just doesn't feel comfortable to be in. But the other part is when we do recognize that this is not my thing, or I don't want to be here, or this takes too long, or whatever. The other tricky part is to express it, to say for others that sorry, but now I need to leave, or to just leave, or to say that this how this is going is not feeling good, or anyway there are many styles, many ways to express the boundary. Yeah, but that is tricky part because often we feel that we don't want to hurt our others' feelings. Maybe we have promised something. For example, in this case, I had promised already beforehand to be there, and even though I did not pay anything, or I did not have any debt to pay for anyone or anything like that. But I did not want to hurt anyone's feelings and leave too early. Uh, yeah, so that is quite tricky for many people. One thing that could help is to say already beforehand that I may need to leave earlier or something like that. Also, I tend not to promise anything for anyone often, and I tend to spend much time alone because I don't like to be so much around other people nowadays, not even with friends. I do have friends and I do have many people I care about, but it's just quite tricky to be around people. So often I prefer being alone because then I need to take care only of my needs and what I feel and what feels good for me. I don't need to worry about other people and their needs and boundaries and all of the complicated stuff. But yeah, today I don't feel like I would like to train anything more, so today I will keep my boundary. Also, I don't want to speak too long about this. I need some rest and some just being and feeling. Um, um, yeah, so that is also my boundary. I have already trained quite much today, climbing and handstand course and many things. But what I will still ask is to ask you if you want to reflect on your mind or comment that how do you recognize your boundary, or do you have difficulty, or what kind of difficulty and what kind of situations you have difficulty to recognize your boundaries, and when is it easy to express your boundaries, in what kind of situations, with uh, what kind of people, or is it easier to express and respect your boundaries alone or around other people, with foreigners or with people you know very well, with relatives or friends? Is there some person in your life that you have difficulties to keep your boundaries with, or is there some people who don't always respect your boundaries, or maybe you don't always recognize or respect others people's boundaries? I think that is also very common. Maybe all of us do all of the mistakes sometimes. All of us maybe don't always recognize our own boundaries. All of us maybe don't always recognize other people's boundaries, or uh, yeah. And in what kind of situations do you feel it's difficult to express your boundaries or keep them? What helps you to express your boundaries and recognize them? Yeah, leave a comment if you want. If you don't want, good that you keep your boundaries in that. And much compassion for everyone for today.